Unity Broadcasting.
Unity Broadcasting Television don't come for unify, sensitize, and inform Salon people home and abroad. Unity Broadcasting TV don't come for developments now we country. Unify, sensitize, and inform we all. For developments now we nation Salon. Unity Broadcasting TV don't come for developments now we country. Unify, sensitize, and inform we all. For developments now we nation Salon. We now independent media house. We dey here for unify, sensitize, and inform. Sierra Leoneans home and abroad.
We dey have so for talk, but waiting they happen. Political discussion, you for know about Salon politics. Religious messages, entertainment, self no go left bien. We no go left nothing bien no.
Unity Broadcasting TV don't come.
Developments now we country.
Unify, sensitize, and inform we all.
For developments now we nation Salon.
Unity Broadcasting TV don't come.
Developments now we country.
Unify, sensitize, and inform we all.
For developments now we nation Salon. This not the team them where we dey talk about
Sierra Leone political history.
defeating the lives of fake people.
Waiting they be na social media.
One-on-one interview, we go bring you all the hot topics.
Unity Broadcasting.
Hello. We Unity Broadcasting platform audience. Today na Tuesday, February 8th, 2022. We tell God thank you. We don't come back today. But today na a very special program. Normally, I not say na political history they do, but today we look at another area. What we talk about today na agriculture, the importance of in any nation in life. So with me, I get one of the best, brainstem way in China. Mr. Sandy, as a matter of fact, now a doctoral candidate. He worked to us, in doctorate degree by God, you can't do this now. But that not really the thing though. Waiting make Mr. Sandy very important now. Even as in other parts in your country, involved in the president in program with agriculture, feed yourself for reduce hunger in the country. So let we Mr. Sandy later and then we lay the template for the discussion.
Yeah, good evening, Slovenians. Good morning, good afternoon. Mina ABDUL Sandy, then a student, PhD student in chemical engineering and technology.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sandy, for that brief introduction. With a go stater, I see, of course, we know they talk every now and then, we talk about them, student problem, and all that thing. But I see you don't do something very unique. You know about happened before. I've never seen it. I guess to be honest with you. Even as you're busy with this, you complex studies and so, I see you also don't diversify yourself in the area of agriculture. You can give me a background of this and waiting prompt you. You did all the way China, then you did undertake agricultural project back home. Run with all this. Let's see. What's the narrative here, sir?
Yeah, well, in the first place, when I don't do my first degree, I teach the Ahmadiyya Senior Secondary School there with some other private schools then. But by then, that was 2006, 7 to 2010. Then from there, I also go work at the mines as a chemist, then rise up to a head of the lab in charge, that's Tom Kolili. They also come with London Mining, open the new lab for London Mining and train staffs and they before ever they joined the government for Kandu for our studies. where I can do further studies there, observe what exactly they happen at this country, how each and every one, I would just say 60-70% of the money man then they not depend on politics, either investments, business, I can say, because we lab one of the biggest lab, the state lab, then for chemical engineering and technology, where they transform raw products to useful materials. So then, as you know, I watch, I think say, I say, oh, I say myself, I say, we'll get bush then. We'll get bush. I say, me daddy side bush day, my mama side bush day. So why I know we'll start for beginning to put up a small scale of agriculture, even though me a student from a living stipend we be say we are the guest, and then from also the stipend back we be say we government they give us a grant for the year. I say why I know they begin to utilize this for make able do something before ever they return home back. Because if you see you return home back, sometimes even with you you get your PhD, sometimes salary not gonna be enough. Then things that they fly up every day, they almost they cry with the governments and this, that. Then very fortunately they will get a president who be the way can empower, where take agriculture for be a priority scale on his agenda. Then with education also, I say, wow, I say this guy, it will be somebody who be say we will able to redeem this country from poverty. So I started with a very small scale. Now the 3-4 years this that we are there now. Then I started up with cashew nuts, cacao, coffee, coconuts when I know the cash crops then I get a lot of other food crops there underneath it, like guava, lemon, pear, orange, mango, banana, then plantain, then even tola. So from that point they where I receive small thing from here, where month they done, then I can make sure that I don't go to the kitchen and sit down, I cook. At times I can cook 2 times for the month. Then every cook where they cook me plus that for 2 weeks. Then the balance I reserve and then I send them back home for me agriculture go on. So that is it.
Thank you. Okay, talking of this, because this now so kind of wonderful or phenomenal. Anyway, they like where you don't start this project so back home. At the point in time where you say we'll start more say like processing of them, products because you don't already you get it in there. For example, I don't see why we go get all them thing in there and that. They will they import things that they juice there. Because they go there, we they go there, so we they see mango juice, we they see pineapple juice, we they see guava juice, we they get all them. You think say anyway they at the point in time where you go either appeal to the government of Sierra Leone or like where you there and so on at China, make a very strong, contact with people there for let them see if they can go yonder, follow and set a processing industry. I mean, something like that you think about them or what are such possibilities, sir?
Then definitely that is my dream. In the first place, even though I'm a foreigner, but with the blessing of my supervisor, my professor, and then with him wife, I'm now currently a member of the Chinese technical team. Then I will also register the Chinese technical team na salon. Then my dream really na for get the first food processing industry na that country there. So and they are not going to get a food processing industry where be say we are not get source of the raw materials there. So I on the scale, then every year they're up to the point there. I don't contact a lot of factories. There I don't contact a lot of companies. Then we be say we at the end of the day, if I get a support, then besides that they are able to get.
Yeah, this now about 6 to 7.
Okay. Now, talking of that, like we talk see if you can try for let God make let them go set up, an industry or a process because the thing about Sierra Leone, we now kind of an import oriented society. That with the export not you foresee situation where if we not go yonder because remember though you get for content. You get for contend with the obstacles of bribing where you go you want to do something you don't make provision for that. Should in case you take there, you people there on go yonder, then they go begin one stand on their way in the, try for illicit bribes and where go get for constitute a bottleneck. Waiting at the contingency they plan the way you get for make sure say that not happen.
Well, by God, His own power, because me a person will be say where I believe in God, and then I extremely prayerful. Then I sure say anything we be say we I can want for do, I can always ask the intervention of God Almighty. I sure say if God Almighty there by my side, then everything will be possible. Because even right now, we are there on the farming, there's a lot of challenges in terms of finances. Sometimes I can send things, I can manage, buy things, and from here I send out. Sometimes it not can reach, sometimes it reach. Then sometimes they reach the quantity we be say I can send, it not can reach. Then salon, I mean country, but I think say the right government they in place, they tell God thank you, the government they fight very seriously with corruption. Sometimes by the time we be say we are going to reach at that stage, they sometimes the area of corruption would only minimize. And then if me gets me farm already, we be say we are they get a raw we be say we are they get a raw material. Because I have a friend we be say we in come from Rwanda, and daddy also get a factory we be say we specifically the factory na cashew nuts, that is Bosco. Me and to be there, I would also say we're then at the same university, then we study together. We have been here for the past 3-4 years, but in be there ahead of me, and then in be don't go back. So in also give me a very good way for me to jump into it. He say, Sandy, say where you cashew nuts and ready, love find a root line so that you could supply with factory, this, that. But I say, here, I say Bosco, I say I go on. Men salon also become like how Uganda did. I know they buy into that. I say, pray God, let me say, get me your factory in a salon. So that is it.
Thank you. Linda, such a very lofty and wonderful idea. You don't think, say, about time now, they begin to approach government officials, let they understand it yet. Sometimes they will even make a visit to the place, go begin to see. Because this way you don't begin so. Yes, it's much more about, I don't want to let you downplay the importance of farm and the benefits to the country, both health-wise as well as in terms of food. Because waiting actually, you said don't engage, now an operation where they call feed yourself, like so that will reduce the hunger. So anyway, the way you appeal to them, youth them, where just sit on a future where they know they do not, they roam about, and they allow them politicians for misuse, abuse, and dump them. Waiting will be you appeal, sir, in this email connection.
Yeah, I mean, appeal to the youth there. I know say salon now they will all born, they will all come on. They even my own belief is that even hell there's a way, but you have to create a way for yourself. Because nobody know how to go to hell, but that is one. But if you are unfortunate for me, you be there. If you are serious enough, there are things say either you go there way be say where they set the fire or they blow the fire so that you go able to get a way out. So the best thing will be say where I will advise me colleagues and with for me then find a way where be say where they will able to start up things for themselves rather than where be say where they will depend on government for me government do everything for themselves. So like just like how you talk and like last year I buy about 50 bushels of rice. The place where last year where I brushed it was above 150 acres. Then the 50 bushels of rice where I brush, I give to the community. I say me just get for put me cash crops. Then make them put the rice in between. When them cut the rest, now me do the brushing, now me do the now me burn the farm, then I me do the clearing. Then I say make them put the rest, then make them just return me 50 bushel rice of give me back. So anything we be say where they will get out of it and then get some. The reason why I do that is for reduce the weed. And then they be so happy with this way they be get enough food. Then currently I would just say a lot because me not the hand not to me they do the work, not to my machine they do the work. I get about 6 staffs and we be say where they pay at the end of every month. We be say where they're on salary. Then I they get down there from a living stipend and me there. Then now cook I they cook for myself. Me now one of the PhD students that will be say it's not easy for me to go to restaurants or go to canteen for go eat. So for me I just able to succeed for do that work. Then to the government own side, then I will also try for make a communication to the minister, because they found probably above 300 acres now. Then I plan for expand more by next year. Yeah.
Okay, this is a good idea. This, try for get the government involved, because when you get the government involved, this will help in the expansion. And not only that, we now also go look also at another, area, because like this way we talk off the record. You also you also see that pyramid now in Nigeria. We get say pyramid of rice. I mean,
Yeah.
I know of an English way say pyramid of lies, but this one and the positive sense pyramid of rice. So Nigeria, so something like that. I believe say I mean very encouraging, and it demonstrates say if government can reduce this importation, which is good. So I mean you get this now where would they look at the future now, because any trade they do, they look now and look tomorrow. So by God in power, like you say, you get any aim for make sure say it becomes so established that you say, well, if you look at the possibility of exports, any of them seen on the horizon?
Me just like I tell you, my first dream is that make I get a factory. Then besides that, then satisfy me country first. Make sure that for say me finishing products and they enough na the country. Then the one way I feel say yes for say it is too much for the country, they I can do an exportation of it. But salon will be first to me.
So you've been on discourses, you novel idea, lofty idea with you fellow students in China, waiting at the reaction to this. Say far this now you dream lines.
Yeah, I get some friends then we be say, oh, they're not the science departments and this, that, and then of course the university we are then, I mean at the first pavilion for Becca ever attend now this university up to another new one grade day for chemical engineering and technology. Then I get a colleagues that will be so okay discuss where I can send me family videos then to them, then I can send the pictures, then I can also tell them say hey guys, the question for me, you buy Moscow, they don't inside free somewhere will cost you up to then $20 or $15 or $13,000. I say, why you not going invest in farming? I say, we don't invest in farming, then where the farm go down, they kick up. Which kind of Moscow will be the way you go and buy at the end of every year, we not going to buy? Because I can recall at the time when I was a very small boy, Ami Kalon, that chief provide Ami Kalon in man, Chief Pevai, where the president, I think say His Excellencies also go know about him. I can recall at one time, Chief Pevai cancelled in coffee, he buy 7 new brand Mercedes Benz at the same point. That is one. Then I'm not fortunate for set type and Alayu Yusufu na Jojo, but they understand say inside they also buy up to then 10, 15, 20 Toyota trucks at the same time. So, and then we'll always be say, oh, bon salon. I should say each and everyone gets a title or a connection to a bush where be say, way if you want for do agriculture, where be say, we would do one. Then I think say we need for focus our attention there. And then besides that, we will see a way ahead. Then we will see how the country will speed they develop. Because one, you go able to give a job to the locals where be say, way they're not fortunate for go school. And then that's how we will live in a happy life. And then you will also become friends of the community. And then you will also make sure that for say you always deal with your people there, where be so they're not the most important thing. And then food also will be available for them.
Okay. Now, in terms of this question of this time for get a processing, mechanism at the place, we also get for take into consideration the availability of energy. Electricity, because you need electricity for driving TND. So I'm not too sure if the electricity will get now one that will be able for sustain this. So they think about this also, this kind of a hazard, yeah, so the availability or non-availability of electricity for drive home that whether you get any contingency plans then in TND, how for make sure because you need them for drive the the system.
Yeah, energy is another big problem. They even, in fact, the road network to me farm. I even discussed that with the honorable way be say way a day in our area. If it just say for say it will find a way be say for making help if that food for work so that they will able to do something about the road. Then for energy, China where are they get a lot of ways the way they can solve them things. One, I can use solar, even though it is expensive. And then besides that, I can able to get me own plants for myself, even though that one is also expensive. But I believe say the government said they push very hard for ensure that for say energy don't become sustainable for the country. Then we be say whether they do a very good work because they follow up with the publications then from Alhaji Kanja and then with the energy which is the energy minister. Then at the area about the West Africa power pole. So I think say if I get a kind farm, then I want for put up a factory, then I talk then I sure say yes for say government will book into that.
Good.
Because like right now where they talk to you, I be plan for make a startup and irrigation system this year. I even send the machine to you.
Mm-hmm.
I buy three of the water pumps. Then for now I use one. We be say way it supply water na me nursery plants, na me nursery size. There are ones for make able get an irrigation system for the rest of the crops, especially the cacao and the coconuts during the dry season, like from January or from December or January, from January to April. Then I dey try for get the pipes from here. We be say way that fuel I get for they use for pump their machines and which for the meantime.
Talking of that though, excuse me. Any plans for excuse me, expansion? You got any plan for that expansion?
Definitely, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because I guess this farm it is inside Concord, that is both districts. It's Concord Chiefdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, we be say we the bush. Now my grandpa be give the bush to me, Omaba. Then we already me probably they do farming day. Then we already I go ask me uncle and the way then they currently in life and say I want the bush will be say we me grandpa be give me mama I say I want for do farming day. Now then give me the go ahead then blesses. Then we pass through the customary procedures, normal procedures and all the rest. Then my mama said you own bush day inside Bumper because we be say we na a vast land. So I want where I done this, we be say where it is Concord, which is well over probably it is well over 700 or 800 acres of land or above 1,000. So we are done with this there. I want for move to there for make I also start a cash crop there. Probably either coffee or cacao or cashew nut.
Okay. When that is security arrangements we get under for preserve, for make sure say wait I mean somehow down there nobody not compromise that in terms of how people they under all time any side way people they go na corruption. I mean I'm not accusing them of corruption, but when are the safeguards and way they not pay for what of any kind of a possibility they.
Well, I dey plan one for many staff that say stay inside a farm. I don't get a bricks of well over 6,000 way be say way I plan for make I put up a structure. One I will send a plan to you. Where you get for get storage facilities. Then two, you get for get a dwelling. There are also plans for make I embark on animal husbandry like sheep, goats, chicken, ducks. Yeah, so but probably that is by next year or after next year, maybe 2023. They are going to start up with that because as you know, as a student, I don't get finance on myself. Then the little stipend will be say where they get. Now I can manage for make I will do them things. So it's not really easy. They are not get support here. But maybe something we are reach to the government, something government will tips into ease. Then I don't already get a timber as for do the work. Then wait till don't remain zinc iron rod, cement, then I don't remain. So for make I put up the structure. That is one aspect of the security. Because if the people then the workers then they inside the farm, then they will take responsibility of the security. That is one, because they are my own staffs, especially when production get for start. Then two, then if I also succeed by God own power, if I succeed for put up me factory, then the security in the state, I will request from the state.
You get any hope say they go either invite the resident minister within a southern province or any cabinet, because if I for at this early stage, let the get the people there for begin to see what you, so that this way now one way this way you would galvanize support. So I wonder if you get any plan, either the provincial secretary or the resident minister or anybody no more of importance, for let them make a tour of the place that they see, so that once you begin appeal to them for help, they will actually see the seriousness of what you do. You get any that plan at the horizon?
Yes, and I will be extremely grateful if any one of them will check inside the farm there for me and really see what they do, and then that will also encourage them, maybe probably something, because I be understand the last time for say the president say his excellencies, they say ministers then for do farming. Then something and they will also help them for me to able to see how students they work, and then how they say we will do something, and then how they will help me.
So how about then youths them where they around now they turn the way now, because now one way this way will stop them from going to the big city in Africa. I don't know if you get them planning, for keep them engaged, for let them understand say the localities them will offer them more than they go there a place that we turn when a body no more than with a plan. So you get any of them saying they for better understand, say go be in their own interest for staying at the area. You get that kind of plan there?
Yeah, if I succeed for put up me factory, me community come first. Then normally when you pay for a factory construction, you get for pay for it together with the training package. So I believe say then there's a lot of equipment and when a farmyard, when a small tools then we be say we I don't even miss the companies and I always be say we are also need like they'll get some small tractors and I always be say we not expensive. Where then they are around the cost of $1,250, $500. We be say we are plan for by then probably after we are going to return back when production go don't start. We that go the help for the clean inside the farm. So all land they will create a job for the community people there. And then currently, even though go to a higher scale, but for the past 3 years, the community don't benefit a lot. We be say we almost all the work and then they do one, then I pay they pay them. And then they don't even begin to get some even food out of it. Like last year, just like I tell you, I give them about 50 bushels of rice, then do me brushing. They are also give them food for work. Then for me, they just return the rice, give me back the 50 bushel where I give them. For me, they return, give me the anything where they don't pass up. Then plant the rest, cotton, then they return me 50 bushel, give me back. Now the work that way be so where them biggest.
That's actually so nice for you that you make that kind of a gesture there. And how about the chief within the area? I mean, how enthusiastic he is about this. Because then they also go help. It's a your administration for make sure say it bring project like that in your area. I mean, you don't test the how they call them, the temperature for see whether the chief he get any positive reception towards this, sir.
The chief is extremely cooperative. Instead they go to the farm, then sometimes when I don't even take workers then for me then go work for the day, instead of using time for go there and then make sure that for say the work don't go on in the right way. Both the town chief and the section chief. For the paramount chief, it not be well. I believe say yes for say go there currently United States for medical treatments. I don't know whether it be done return back. That is Chief Kambai, Professor Kambai. Himself, na person wey be say wey e believe in development, and na person wey be say wey dey push development with all serious mind. So, but both in section chief and then in town chief, they are extremely cooperative.
You get any ulterior motive now in the context of politics? You do this for catch the attention of the government so that you say will be part of the political process? Because people are doing this. I mean, I'm not saying you do, but I'm just, if this is now one of the things that they're within at the horizon.
No. In the first place, me na a science student. I believe in creating things for myself, and then besides, I believe for creating so it be a way for me can benefit others. I not really get interest in politics. I not really get interest in politics because politics gets a lot of headache. I not really get interest in politics. I want to do something where be say on me own way be say we are going to help the government and then also help me people then, and then for me can left a legacy. So I think there's a lot of way we say we are able to do that out of the box of the politics. And then even though I will need their assistance and the heavy weight of the government, but not for me government make me for be minister or for make me ambassador or for turn me for be this, that. So if professor, if I'm having a factory for myself, I think say I can make money more than a minister. Then if I have a farm which is well over 300, 500 or 600 acres, I can make money more than a minister or a cabinet position. So why I would, yeah. So and then besides me want for contribute to the state. Me want for contribute to the state.
Good. And that's a very positive thing. How about the question of transportation? Because most of them I must say where you don't establish them properly, they need to move from point A to point B. I don't know how reliable transportation in that area there, because it's all a part of the component, on a part of the package, because the team must left the place and then for go now place processing and delivery, then say this. So that also because this is exactly why we ask how you can get government for come inside this for be of help. So I don't know if that also on the horizon.
Well, honestly speaking, for now, I don't even get a bicycle. for now, I don't even get a bicycle. So all the focus is that make I establish a farm, then production starts. If there's a way for me government assist in those things, I will really be grateful to it, because transportation is very, very eminent, is important. But like I can recall, like for even pool, because most of the seedlings then I know they get inside both districts. Like the cashew for the past 2 years now Cambia they buy the cashew.
Wow.
Then the coconut, then for the past 3 years they buy the coconut root to form by the saltwater side. For transporting coconuts alone to the farm, most times it can cost me up to then 3.54 million for hire a truck for make able go with them. Then the coffee and the cacao now right inside Kailan at the get it, because I need a large quantity. So there's no seed way be say we have able get inside bowl. Then even the PSF now inside Kailan. Yeah, PR inside Kailan.
So with that, again, I go back to contact in China. So you belonging to the science and considering what you are going to. But before getting to that, now physical farming they do or mechanical farming. What they do under?
No, not reach to mechanical stages, because mechanical that's involving tractors, machine, this, that. Now I make a talk, I say the community they benefit a lot, because then for the brushing, I pay now the community they pay them by group, because I ask them for me form a group where we say they pay them for group where them can go cut it down 3-4 acre, they will negotiate how much they will brush that particular area they're waiting at the cost. They are raise up the money I pay them. There are some aspects where we say we machine like them BB trees there are buy about 2 power saw machines where we say way for cut down and then for speed up the cutting down of them BB trees, and so I begin for use power saw, but everything for now by hand. Yeah, everything by now. So the community is highly involved because that then they do the work and then I pay at the pay them.
And so that brings me to the next question with that. So you hope for expand on your contact with the Chinese people then, especially you are within any kind of industry in there. Why should you so foresee how you able to partner with them back here?
I don't get contact with it. As I tell you initially, I don't get contact with a lot of factories, with a lot of companies, maybe so they're involved in agriculture, then how they're able to succeed up to that level, how they start from scratch zero, then they're able to rise up to that level. Even though this country, then your policies a little bit look improve because, like for example, as long as you're in agriculture, any kind of thing where you need tractor, you need anything, the government will give us a loan. Then after which then you will pay small. But as I tell you, also there are some many farm tools then where you will able to transform a farm into a mechanical farming. Then we probably the way are they in for make I buy them, but for now I not getting money. Then as I move along the line, if I can able get assistance, or maybe sometimes when production go on start, Mr. Sir go move from stage 1 to stage 2 to stage 3 and onwards. Yeah.
How receptive with you host them, that the Chinese authorities, how receptive they do to corruption?
Wow, corruption is a non at this country because about I think was it 2018 or 2019. I don't know if you see on news. 2 mayors were executed because of whether transfer a contract, a government contract to a company of their own interest. They were executed. Corruption above 1 million RMB, which is 1 million is around, because the currency is about 6.34 to a dollar. 1 million is probably around $130,000 or $140,000. When the family duty is execution.
So you get any international concern about that? I mean, why should they don't hear the international community? Because they always talk about the international community, they're not meddled in them Chinese their own business in terms of how they deal with corruption. You are aware of them today.
No, that is their own policy. My purpose of being here, for make I get me education, and then besides, then I try for copy from them, and then take the legacy, the success, the good parts of them, then for take them back to my country, because that is the two purposes I'm here for.
Why is it that way where they find themselves overseas them we respect the laws them, we take the culture, we do everything. But we'll go back home, then they will not implement them. I mean, who say you see the disconnect now?
Well, the law enforcing body back home gets an issue because one, law now people that they enforce law. So if the one that were then responsible for me to enforce the law, then there's a problem from their own side. Then you will see that for say people that because by rights, nobody know the way this way it go out for do things in the right way, especially majority of people then they don't want for do things in the right way. They can always need a shortcut, especially towards wealth. They can need a shortcut. So if only the one that will be so then responsible for ensure that for say we justice system is right and then things don't go on in the right way. Like for example, the current Attorney General, the way I don't start, I should say yes for say something, it will stand in the moral grounds for ensure that for say the legal system don't improve a little bit in that country. Yeah, compared to the previous one.
So in the next 20 minutes we left for we in the show, I want to let you give me your overall assessment of the BO administration since it came into power, which they do, but then you really focus on agriculture and education, way then at the flagship, and you look in the context of waiting Yusuf Wandu. So in the next 20 minutes we'll get now. That's how I'll let you wrap up.
Yeah, there are the government they try extremely well. They try extremely well because very recently I see we be say we even buy another machines then for harvest rice, process rice. Then last year I see buy a lot of tractors. Then the education aspects, the Minister of Education, they extremely try well. Senge, they do a very good work for that country. Even though I'm not Sabian, they may to not use, but they follow up with him. They follow up with what we say way they do, and they see on media. Then they see how some schools they don't begin improve, even though there's more to do. Then it is still fight towards it. And then the agriculture minister also, but they do well, but they need to do more because most of the point about agriculture is that agriculture now something we be say when a tangible job. You know the only one we be say where you not really go into the field and then for me it's SFC.
Yes.
So the agriculture ministry therefore move extremely fast and make sure that for say the money will be say where government don't provide the materials and with for me to make sure that for say it has been utilized best by the farmers.
Okay. So
Government bio administration they do extremely well in terms of agriculture, and then besides in terms of education, they don't come with a free quality education where be say where even though there are some issues, but you know be 100% within a trickle of an eye. Just like I don't start with the farming, you got for take steps, stages, and then before ever able to reach to the goal will be say where I want. But I sure say if they continue with that strength, we be say especially Senge, if they continue with this, they are sure say yes for say within the space of 2-3 years times, then education will return back to the ages and who say salon be there in terms of education. Then with the support of the government, there are things say if the ministry also work effectively, then we will return back to the area where be say where salon will fit himself.
okay. So with that, brilliant way where you don't lay out the BO administration the flagship that's in the I want to give me now your final closing summation, I want to put everything to perspective. What you don't aim at doing, especially in the area of agriculture, the impact we want for make of people then, and you stress the importance of them, and then you considering say we get a very fertile land, so people for at least for diversify or branch into the thing as opposed to so I'll put all this into context. It will be your final presentation there.
Yes, what they tell, especially from guys we be say we then come out from the southeast. The southeast, if they say a vehicle coming from Freetown, as you don't reach Moyamba Junction, then you don't begin see the value of agriculture, and then you don't begin see the value of the land. We be say we probably I don't see a need for much fertilizer if only we do agriculture between the south going or say up to Liberia border within that range. That is one. Then they not also they get a very good agricultural lands there, very extreme good agricultural lands there because I been on the work by the north, I work by the mines, I worked on Kolili, they are also worked at Pepel. Then get a very good agricultural lands there. So if only my brothers, especially the one that we be say where they out of the country, we be say where they work. If they focus their attention for support the community, if that even 400, 500, or 600 acres of land, if that even 2 or 3 of them come together, then for me they able get that. They I believe say the question of poverty will be reduced a little bit in that country because one by doing so, they go for pay the people that will be so they within the community for me they do the work. That's automatically they don't give employment to them people there. Will be so government not going to give employment to each and everybody in that country. Then two, they will also able to provide food for them. And then they will also reduce crime rates within the community because with somebody, sometimes people that get involved in crime, when I was teaching in Bo, at one time I see a very young guy, then in Westbourne. When Westbourne, he not be get money. The woman then hospital, waiting end up for do. He decide for go tip and neighbor house. So sometimes situation can force people then for me to do criminal activities there, even though not each and everyone go buy to that idea. But if the guys then will be say then they like US, Canada, London, Germany, if 2 or 3 of them then come out from a chiefdom or a community, then come together, hey, Lord try for ask people then for me then give land. If that even 1,000 acres of land, they will try for invest if only na cashew nuts or coffee or cacao or even rice farming. And things say they will able to produce food for the people, then they also give them job, then they will reduce the idleness, then they will reduce the crime rates. Where government say we don't see them things there, then government will jump into it instantly for making able give your assistance and then see how best with that project they will able to succeed. And then the ministry also go there at a point where be say whether for go they search for them kind of people then where be say whether we will give them pushing hand. Because when crime rate don't reduce inside the country, then say we be say whether they in top governance, they can enjoy, then they can get laxity how for rule the country.
Okay. Well, finally, again, I mean, like you quite lay out, the achievements that the president will make. Waiting will be your reaction for you say among in colleagues and within the AU or let's say the the next leader now chairman or something like that. How you do that in the context of an international image, foreign policy, and all that thing. So how you go measure the president?
The guy's an icon. The guy's an icon. That there's no mistake to us. If they get the chance, I believe say we're able to transform the country because if policies are in place and then in policies then good, because it is stated in the Holy Quran and also in the Bible, the 2 key things that we be say we God of emphasize on is education and agriculture. Like if you look into the Holy Quran, the first surah of the Holy Quran, waiting God talk, he said Ikra, he emphasized on education 3 times. He tell the Holy Prophet, he say land 3 times. So the president also can't take out for me a priority to us in governance or in administration. There are things say God says will get the support for making succeed. And then definitely it will succeed. And then if it don't succeed, because for make us today, the thing say for say I don't step my foot inside the bush, then and they do that kind of agriculture is because of education.
Good. Yeah, good.
And then at the end of the day, then if I succeed, according to the way we say we are planned, if God give me the chance to succeed, then government also give me the support for make I able to succeed. I think say that therefore remain for generation after generation. The education I will take her down to my grave, but I will leave that as a legacy for my people there. So it's the same thing where President Joseph also they bring for that country. If we will educate people, the way we educate one person, if we will feed thousands of people, then just like how they on the road now for make at least they will do it in the next 5-10 years time if God give me the chance for make I will feed my community and then also provide employment for my community.
Okay. So Asade, thank you for coming here today. I want to give you an assignment. Every now and then where you see we this program here so one share.
I will.
We the can Tuesday when I made the camp. We the can Wednesday we one of we big man them. They can Thursday for defeat the APC propaganda. We can't Thursday for talk about misinformation and disinformation because they give the government too much bad name. They can't Saturday. So what you go do, therefore, click for like we bought the notification button, so that as we can no more, if God make you there around, you do nothing, you click and share. You want to share, because we also they give prize to the one day where they share, we how they call it too much. We just don't award the prize to somebody. So I'll be part and so you go the narrative them, you say will come because in a family, how they call it, we there for defeat APC propaganda. This is the reason that the hostess will get this place, the lady Elizabeth, she's done a very good job by creating this platform here, so that we go to come with counter viewpoints. We don't get out of all things APC they make propaganda, then they lie on the government, then they do this. The achievements where the government don't make, they bring them out, then they tend for kind of downplay them. So that make we don't if I make Mr. say they now. So that we all go promote, the government in program them. So I want to extend an invitation to you for let be part of we by helping for share. Every night they will come just share to groups them to people there. Normally they make the aggregate the highest person with the compensator. So with that, I want to thank you very much for the time with you for coming here. And we'll go spread your message and we'll send the link to you. So until then, I wish you a very pleasant, and I can be similar like money. Let go back with alhamdulillah.
Okay, thank you very much because Mr. K always listing your publications that they do extremely good work for the country, and then they push, they also help the government in a lot of ways, and they also even with the students and I also they help with a lot. Help with a lot in terms of publication, talking to the central government for our allowances and all the rest, and then up to now we'll not get the allowances there yet. So I think say you get for try for do something towards that, and then talk to the PS education and then also the minister the higher education and see how best to be so that we will come to your assistance, because this that COVID time. And then we hardly go out of our campuses. They will be in campus, and then most things that they buy online. Then things are becoming so expensive and all the rest. But you said they do extremely well for the states and then for the country. So I really appreciate that, and then keep up the good work, and then continue. May Allah give you long life.
I mean,
may Allah give you the blessing, because this way they do. Not to a paid job. Like for example, you don't try for lookout for people that will be say way at least where say yes for say they will able to bring down the country to a benchmark, and then also help the government, and then also help the government the agenda and all the rest. So all these things where they do a very good work. So thanks a lot there. Thanks also you call worker in the studio there, tell each and everyone thanks.
By God power, we will try again appeal to the government for that aid. So they will do.
You're